Hello folks, the spring has arrived here in Norway at last. I'm sitting here in front of this quince I tied up earlier this spring, and look at all these flowers. It's really beautiful now. It's a really nice time, isn't it? Lovely. We still have heavy night frosts here, so I need to put my plants inside during the night. But at daytime it's quite warm outside. And these here are the petunias that I took cuttings from earlier on in this winter. So now I'm gonna give it some of my homemade fertilizer. And petunias, if you listen now, you can almost hear it shouting, "I want everything." And I mean it. I want fertilizer, I want iron, magnesium, water, everything. And I think petunias are the most heavy feeders of all the flower plants I got. But if you care well about them, they give you a big amount back again by giving you a lot of flowers and joy. It has been very dry here. We didn't have rain for many weeks. And there's a big warning going now that it's a very big, what do you say, hazard of forest fires around. With all this drought around, I need to water many times a day. Yeah, that's enough for now. I like petunias. Here is some cuttings I took from some pelargoniums I had. I got a really nice color. And the flowers are filled. And the dandelions, they are also doing their stuff. So I didn't have the heart to move them down. They always give me a smile when I look at them, even if they are said to be weeds. It's said that the dandelion, it came to Norway a couple of 100 years ago, and it's spread all over now. So it seems hard to believe because of the big amount of them, but if the experts say it is like that, I nearly gotta believe them. And the mason bees are doing really good and building their nests here and pollinating my fruit trees. And the cherry trees are in full bloom now. They are beautiful. And flowering is what the damson plums are doing as well. Really nice ones. The apple trees are just starting. Well, the damson plums here, they put up a lot of root shoots, as we call them here. And if I don't cut them down, it will be like a big forest of them here. But they're very nice to graft into. And I've done it with some of them, and I can show you here. This one here is Victoria plum, and I grafted here. And this was a bud graft I done last year. So this is Victoria plum, and this is a damson shot. It grew all the way up here, doing well. The netting is something I put on to protect it from the roe deers. And here is another one I did the same with. This here is Victoria plum. This is damson. And here you can see the grafting. It's a bud graft, this as well. And it has taken. I grafted a few apple trees this spring as well. And here you can see the new shoot is emerging. And this variety I done here, they're called Red Torstein. It's a Norwegian heirloom apple. Heavy snowfalls can be a big problem at this place in winter. And it's not rare that we get about 2 meters of snow. And if this snow is wet, it can make a lot of damage to the fruit trees. I got an old apple tree here, and I'm going to show you a damage that the snow did to it some years ago, and what I did to solve the problem. So here you can see it was a big branch, a thick one, that got ripped straight off by the weight of the snow. And it left 2 main branches here. And I want 3 on my apple trees. So last year I grafted on this shot here. I can't remember the name. Is it called tongue graft or something? Anyhow, you can see it here. And this variety that's grafted here is, what is it called? Oh, it sounds French. Transparent blondes or something. It's a beautiful apple. But it isn't a good keeper, but it tastes very good as an eating apple. And up in the forests here, I made a lot of small beehives, mason beehives. I just made some quick ones with my chainsaw and a drill. And I think I used under half an hour to make them. My plan for these are to let the mason bees populate them, because I got a lot of them around here, and give them away in winter to neighbors and friends. And next year I'll make some new ones. And here's some cherry graftings. They seem to take, but I'm not all sure yet. I need to get a little bit bigger before I take off the plastic. There's a big amount of, say wild plums and wild apples that shoot up everywhere here. And I like to graft a more noble variety into them. And here's a pear tree that I grafted into. I'm not all sure if this one will take, but there's always a next year. Last year I grafted this tree here, and the new variety I put in is also a transplant plants. These two here, they're done very well. And this is a cleft graft. But over here you can see one of the grafting, cyanwood broke off in winter because of the snow. But this one survived. And I'll try to trim this so it goes a little bit further out, because it points a little bit to the center. I don't want it to do that. And this was a bark graft, and as I can see, I don't think I will use this method anymore here because of the heavy winters we had the last years. They seem a little bit more weaker. And here's one as well, apple tree, and red Torstein is grafted into it. And this one I think is gonna take. Well, this is a little bit about what I'm up to these days. I still have a lot of job to do with all the digging around and in the greenhouse, and especially the transplanting of the small seedling into bigger pots. Into bigger pots. Into bigger pots. Are very time taking. And I hope I can manage to do this job in a short time. But as one of the other gardeners here on YouTube said, the will is there, but the big problem is the time. Okay, so I wish you all a happy spring and good days ahead, and I'll see you next time. Bye.